Piaget's theory is. I can help you.
So let's talk about Piaget's theory of cognitive development. So this theory explains how a child constructs a mental model of the world. Piaget regarded the cognitive development as a process which occurs due to biological maturation and interaction with the environment. There are a total of 4 stages in this theory. Number 1, sensorimotor, 2, preoperational, 3, concrete operational, and 4, formal operational. So, the first stage of Piaget's theory is the sensorimotor stage. So this stage occurs from newborn to 2-year-old. So during this stage, a child is constructing an understanding of their relationship to the world. And they are able to understand the relationship to the world through trial and error. So through trial and error, a child develops object permanence and their curiosity for the world increases. So here's an example of this stage.
New babies aren't quite sure what happens to objects when they leave their sight. Sky's mom keeps disappearing and reappearing. No wonder peekaboo is so much fun. During their first year, however, infants will learn an important concept: object permanence. Everything has a life of its own, even if it is out of sight.
So the next stage in Piaget's theory is the pre-operational stage, which occurs from ages 2 to 7, where a child is just beginning to talk. So throughout the stage, a child will engage in symbolic play that uses their imagination. And during the end of this stage, a child will be able to mentally represent events and objects. So as you guys will see in this following example, a child in this stage will only be able to focus on one aspect of a situation at a time, which is called centration. And then the child during the stage is also going through a process called egocentrism, where he isn't able to see the situation from another person's point of view.
Now we're going to do the same thing. Can you tell me what you see when you look at it from that stool?
An owl.
An owl?
And him.
What is that?
A goat.
A goat?
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you see?
Yeah, right there.
Right there, what is that?
A tree.
A tree.
And that's another little tree.
Another little tree?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And can you tell me what I see when I look at this from where I'm sitting right here?
An owl.
Okay.
And a goat.
Mm-hmm.
So the third stage of Piaget's theory is the concrete operational stage, which occurs from ages 7 to 11. During this stage, a child is developing organized and rational thinking or ideas. This is where a child is mature enough to use logical thought operations to solve problems logically, but they typically aren't able to think hypothetically. So here's an example of this stage.
Hi,
How old are you?
I am 11.
Okay, I'm gonna do an experiment on you, okay?
Yes.
So you're gonna have to tell me if these 2 glasses have the same amount of water or one has more than the other.
They have the same amount of water.
Okay. So now I'm gonna switch them into these 2 glasses right here.
Okay?
Do you wanna help me out with one?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
One. Okay, put them next to each other. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you another question. Which one has more?
They have the same water level.
Why?
Because they came from the same cups, but the cup is just in a different style, and they're both equal.
Okay, thank you.
Last but not least is the 4th stage of Piaget's theory, which is the formal operational stage. So this stage occurs from ages 12 into adulthood, and during this stage, a person has more advanced thinking and can think about abstract and theoretical concepts. For example, some skills people in this stage can perform are logical thoughts, deductive reasoning, and systematic planning. In the following example, my brother is able to show that he can think logically and abstractly without being given an actual model of the situation. So here's the last example.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi,
So how old are you?
I am 11.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question, okay? So Ro is shorter than Kelly, but Kelly is taller than Joe. Who's the tallest?
Kelly.
Okay.